Look at that. Oh, that sound. All right, guys. Here we are at the Louisiana swamp worms. Let me see if I could adjust this. All right. So remember I gave them leaf litter. And let's see how they're doing. Ooh, they're right under the surface. Look at them, right under the surface. Over here, I had given them blueberries. And I put it on the surface so we could actually see what's going on. It's funny because I could see the surface moving and the sweet potato is still down here. So let's see if I could. All right. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Wow. That is a massive worm ball right there. These are the Louisiana swamp worms. And they're eating like the outside of the sweet potato first. You know, I've seen worms do that. I've seen them go under the skin and then eat the flesh inside. But they'll go under the skin first, which is strange, right? Look at that. Oh, that sound. They're all over this fruit. So I'm going to give them that sweet potato back. Let's check over here. There's some nice sized worms in here. Louisiana swamp worms are usually not big worms. They look a lot like the red wiggler, but you know, for being a little guy, they have a powerful appetite. So, wow, look over here. So they are just loving all this fruit and sweet potato. You know, an ideal food for composting worms is like leftover veg that you might have rotting in your fridge, or if you harvest a garden and you're just not going to eat that last carrot, you know. So leaf litter is one of the best foods for composting worms. It's nature for them. This is what they find out there. Besides dead animals, you know, they love it. They eat it. It provides shelter for them, because these Louisiana swamp worms are, I noticed that they're more surface dwellers than the red wiggler. The red wiggler, usually in the 5 to 6 inches of the bedding, you'll find the red wiggler. But these guys, even though I am finding them deep, they are also right up here. And look at these castings, guys. They're just beautiful and fluffy and soft. And this is what happens when you feed leaf litter. Wait till you see the African nightcrawlers devour the leaf litter. I have to prepare some. So right now I'm just fluffing, getting some air in here. I'm going to make sure I give them back their food. And it seems moist. Like, see that? They just love it. And it's funny because this stuff starts to break down in here, but there's no bad odor. So it's not like it's rotting in a bad way. It's not going anaerobic, you know. Pretty soon, I'm going to be able to sift castings out of this bin. So if I wait for them to eat every single thing in this bin, by then the worms could be spent and there's few of them left, because, you know, they regulate themselves. Some will die off and then I won't have as many. Now I have left tubs like this and just covered it and forgot about it, and I've come back to 100% castings with very little worms. But, you know, I don't want to do that to these guys. I want them to make castings for me and make babies for me and and keep going, you know. I don't want to kill them. So as usual, I hope you learned something. Give Louisiana swamp worms a try, or any composting worm, really. Find a tub, or, you know, use whatever you got. And I'm not going to feed them because they still have their veg and their fruit. And guys, check out my other worm channel, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Well, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am V, the garden and worm lady. And if you love worm farming, you have come to the right place. So here in this giant tub, I have my African Nightcrawlers. So I have a surprise for you. I think I'm going to be able to sell African Nightcrawlers again coming up soon. And I will let you guys know when they're up on my website. But for now, I just want to check on the ones that I am raising here. Now, these African Nightcrawlers that I'm going to sell are going to be from a trusted shipper. You know, I just won't ship with just anybody, but there are only 2 or 3 that I trust, and it seems like it's going to happen. So I'm really excited. So anyway, look at them. They're just gorgeous. So I want to check this tub and just see how they're doing and see how the sweet potatoes over here are doing. So let me dig in here and see if they're not as many here as I thought. You know, African Nightcrawlers are strange like that. They'll dive into something that you think, oh, they're definitely going to go for it. And then there'll be other foods that you think they'll never eat it, and then they devour it. So who knows? I'm just going to leave these potatoes here. I honestly thought I'd see more action there. But instead, they've been eating all the worm chow over here that I've been giving them. So I'm just going to re-cover this. I gave them some coconut coir that I had to order. And I like to fluff up my bins, even though the African Nightcrawlers, it annoys them, but it's good to get some oxygen in there. And strips of newspaper. Just break them up. Let me see this angle. I'm trying a new angle here on my phone. So I have some new tripods that I'm setting up, and I'm seeing the new angles to see if y'all could see. And it looks like you can. Well, they're getting nice and chunky, I'll tell you that. They were a little scrawny. And they're starting to get a nice size. African Nightcrawlers, I raised one time that went from the tip of my finger all the way to here. I couldn't believe it. So if you haven't pressed that subscribe button yet, go ahead and do so. Find my other worm channel. I'm calling it for now Wormy World 2. I don't know if I'm going to keep that name because I think Wormy World might be the name of a kid channel or something. I don't know. But anyway, YouTube only lets you change your name like every 14 days. So I'm stuck with this one for like 2 weeks. But anyway, on that channel, you'll see other worm things that I do. These guys are doing good, though. They're doing good. I'll let you guys know how big this tub is. I do get them on Amazon. I have quite a few of them. And they're very, very handy. Yeah, I like this new tripod. It's working out. There was a big bundle of them right here. I wonder why. It also feels warm here. This room right now, the wormery, is about, it's not even 70 degrees, and they seem to be doing okay. And I think it's because of the worm chow on the surface. Kind of heats up the bin a little bit when you put it on, and covering them in cardboard and plastic definitely helps. So I'm going to cover these guys again after I feed them. And we're going to move on to maybe the Louisiana swamp worms. I'm not sure yet. Let me feed them. Their favorite worm chow that I make here. Just go like that. I'm going to cover them up again. So these boxes are from the post office, but I had spilled coffee on them. And instead of throwing them out, I said, well, I'll just cover the worm bins with them instead of throwing them out. And worms love coffee, so coffee grinds. But there you go. Didn't hurt them. All right. So I buy bubble wrap and rolls. They have at Home Depot and Lowe's. I like to put the bubble side down. Only because it creates a little space in between. So they're done for today.